hockey stream on episode 267 of the VIG Lounge, where the Pittsburgh Penguins are doing this so nice because we're doing it twice as we take on the Chicago Blackhawks, this time at PPG Paints Arena. Will the Penguins be able to have a repeat of the game they had in the Windy City, or will the Blackhawks return the favor by beating the Penguins away from home? There's only one way to find out, but before we do that, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. With housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right in. Crosby was the opening draw and run away from PPG Paints Arena. The Hawks knock it away. Battle for it along the wall. Brought in now by the former Hawk IRL, Seth Jones feeds it to Kurashev and he scores. First goal belongs to the Blackhawks. It's Philip Kurashev, giving them a 1-0 lead. A little close for comfort for the goalie there, but it is what it is. It's a goal, so Pittsburgh playing from behind. Crosby wins the draw, gets it to Rust. Ryan Rust drifts in, shot, and a save made by Mrazek. Guess they just showed a clip on Felix Soderstrom. Crosby wins that draw, back to Letang, tries to let it go, and the puck gets knocked away into Penguins ice as it barely gets across the blue line. Ryan Rust brings it back in. Shot, save made. And I thought there was going to be a rebound generated, but Mrazek was able to get it into a safe pair of hands. Crosby in front. Robbed point blank by Mrazek. Kurashev to Bertuzzi. Picked off by Raquel. Up the right wing side to P.O. Joseph. He'll fire, that's blocked. Trying to pass the puck in front. And the Hawks come away with it. Now it's to Tyler Bertuzzi. Erik Karlsson knocks Bertuzzi off the puck. Ryan Shea feeds it up to Raquel. And it's knocked down. Shea trying to carry in for Pittsburgh. But Chicago is playing very tight defensively right now. Kevin Hayes. Quadruple shot, Malkin scores! Gino Machino has brought this game to even as we are now tied at 1. Rebound generated, no mistake for Malkin. He's able to pop it in, and this game is even. A little over 13 minutes remaining here in the first. Pass blocked. Cut across now to Kevin Hayes. Picked off by Reichel. Defers to Dickinson. Nice defensive play by Shea, who gets it across to McGroarty. McGroarty in on the right wing side. He'll turn, and no, he won't actually. Karlsson deferring. Lazard in front. Hayes trying to get it to go, and that's all turned aside. Now McGroarty. He lost the puck, and it gets picked up by Koliachona, who tries to feed it up the left wing side, but that got picked off. Craig Smith. Saved by Nedeljkovic. Timmins now. Up to Danton Heinen. Heinen flings one! Save Mrazek, who came out to challenge the shot and was able to hold on. 9:05 to go in the opening frame. As we see Connor Timmins hit the deck. .9:05 remaining. Draw one by Chicago in their own zone. to Jones. Now Crosby gets it back for Pittsburgh. Lost the puck. Got it back. Now to the point. Letang! That drive went off of the pad of Mrazek and wide. Letang with another shot. That's blocked in the corner. Shot by Crosby. Rebound from Rakell. He got it twice. Save and a post for Mrazek on that one. Chris Letang. Fed it up now to Rickard Rakell. He with a great chance. As I kind of lost my words there. Mrazek with a great save on Rickard Rakell, who was very close to giving the Penguins their first lead of the night. Now Mikheyev with a chance as Nedeljkovic freezes that. Shots on goal 10-3 in favor of the Penguins. Still finding it very tough to score, just like they did in Chicago. It was a very close game until the third period. Malkin wins the draw in his own zone. Up the right wing side to Tomasino. Now we've got a Let's Go Hawks chant from these fickle fans at PPG Paints Arena. Oh, nice shot by Malkin. Tomasino with a chance. That's turned aside. Where's the puck? Blackhawks have it in the form of Tara Vinik. Novak. Big knockdown. .332 remaining. There's a hit on Tara Vinik by Evgeny Malkin. Evgeny Malkin there to take the draw. In the offensive zone this time, and he wins it. Back to Timmins. That shot goes wide and is collected now by Phil Kurashev. Kurashev with a second opportunity this time. Nedeljkovic comfortably shuts that down. .248 remaining in the first. As we're tied, courtesy of goals from Philip Kurashev for the Hawks and Evgeny Malkin for the Penguins. Up now to Koliachonok. Koliachonok drifts and shoots. Rebound! Put just wide. Rakell on the backhand. That didn't go. Up now to Crosby. That wouldn't go either. Saved by Mrazek. On a glorious chance by number 87 in black. Shot blocked off the pad of Nedeljkovic. Carried the other way now by Rakell in the dying seconds, and he won't get a shot away as the period ends. Game tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Not a lot of shots this period, 12-5 in favor of the Penguins. Slight edge in hits for the Blackhawks, 12-10. And the faceoffs doubled up by Pittsburgh, 6-3. No penalties to speak of in the first. Now with 20 minutes down and 40 minutes to go, let's see what happens in the middle period. Crosby and Kurashev get reacquainted at center ice. This time Crosby wins that draw in the opening draw rather. Shot by Crosby, got the puck back. And just inside the first minute of the second, Pittsburgh's had a couple of glorious chances, but turned aside by Peter Mrazek. Now the Blackhawks carry it in. Kurashev Lost it to Raquel. Raquel drifts in. He fires. Big rebound, but it comes to the Hawks. Kurashev. Busts into the Penguin zone. That shot's blocked on its way to the net. Fed up the right wing side to Ricard Raquel. Raquel with a shot, rebound, score! In Ross we trust as the Penguins go ahead 2-1. In this carnival of rust. And that seems to be the way to beat Mrazek. Generate a rebound, get there before he can, and put it past him as the Penguins on back-to-back goals lead this one for the first time tonight. Puck brought in now by Carlson. He lost it. Tried to get it back to the point. That's picked off. Dickinson. Oh, nice defensive play to get the puck back by Tomasino. Feeds it up to Novak. Novak fires. That's blocked. Rebound. Not able to go. Phil Tomasino drifts into the circle. Tries to get it by, but is unable to do so. Donato. Blocks that. Fed up the gut now to Malkin. Malkin drifting into the circle. Tomasino with a drive. Mrazek covers up. Blue line. Knocked down with a shot. Letang comes in close. He had a great opportunity to put it by. Blake Lazat motors his way in. Right wing circle. Lets one go. Turned aside by Mrazek. And no one was able to get there for the rebound. So it's carried out by the Hawks. Dump behind the Penguins' net. Collected by P.O. Joseph. Up the wing to McGroarty. He scores! McGroarty! Rocker McGroarty! Was able to take advantage of a break and got as close to the net as possible. Used with a little help of the post, and the Penguins have a 3-1 lead, courtesy of the rookie forward. Malkin wins the draw, gets it to Rust. Oh, just a nice stretch pass from Joseph to McGroarty to send him in on that breakaway. And I'm sorry, I think Crosby actually won that draw. I said Malkin, my mistake. Crosby, flung one, that's blocked. Carried in by Raquel, and that's offside. 8:17 remaining. Evgeny Malkin wins the draw, back to Timmins. Now, Tomasino fires, that's blocked. Fed across. Now to Carlson. Beautiful passing play up to Tommy Novak. Novak drifts into the circle, and that shot went wide. Malkin on the rebound. That's blocked. And again, Evgeny Malkin across the Novak. Tomasino on the rebound. That's also turned aside by Mrazek. Tomasino battling for the puck. Gets it in the corner. Lets it go. And Mrazek forced to hang on as traffic gathers in front in the form of Evgeny Malkin. Pops out in front. McGroarty with a great opportunity. That's turned aside. Now across to Carlson. Hawks get it back. Seth Jones to Dickinson. Up the left wing side now to McGroarty. McGroarty fed it across, and the puck did not cooperate as it went to the Hawks instead. Alec Martinez, former Golden Knight, carries it in for Chicago. Now to Joseph. Trying to feed it up the middle to Lizotte as we approach the final minute of the second. Now Letang puts that high and wide, and it goes out of play. 24.9 remaining in the second period. Pittsburgh has a 2-goal lead, courtesy of Rutger McGroarty. And that draw is won by the Hawks. Big drive, turned aside by Nedeljkovic. There's a shot at the McGroarty goal, which gives us the 3-1 lead for Pittsburgh after 40 minutes of play. Let's take a look at the rest of the stats. Shots on goal, 28-9 in favor of the Penguins. Hits now in favor of Pittsburgh, 26-19. Face-offs 11-6 in favor of the Penguins. Still no penalties to speak of. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes up. Let's see what happens in period number 3. Crosby won the draw. Now to Joseph. He lets it go. That's blocked off the pad of Mrazek. Brought in by Teravainen. One of the Hawks' more skilled forwards. Teravainen with a shot. Rebound! Nedeljkovic stopped that as well. Now Bertuzzi. Out of the cross. Now to Letang. Brought in by Raquel, and a save made by Mrazek. Will hang on with nearly 3 minutes gone here in the third as Pittsburgh looks to extend this lead. Malkin wins that draw back to Carlson. Off of Mrazek to the corner. Now back to Phil Tomasino covering the point. Rebound for Malkin, turned aside by Mrazek. What a save. And he will hang on after that one. Malkin wins the draw on the offensive zone. Gets it to Carlson. That's knocked away and carried in by Reichel until it's not. Carlson, good job getting back. Finds Malkin. Gets it across to Tomasino, and he couldn't get the shot away. I feel like that was a right-hand or a left-hand shot that probably could have at least hit the net, but what can you do? Shea up the left wing side now to Tomasino. Tomasino drifts and shoots, he scores! Get a little shot of Tomasino! To perk yourself up as the Penguins lead it 4-1. May not have been able to take that one-timer, but he was able to break in on his off wing and put it past Mrazek, and the Penguins now have a 3-goal lead. Now Sidney Crosby looking to join the goal-scoring party, not this time. Fed across now to Rust. Rust drifts into the circle and scores! Brian Rust with a pair! In Rust we trust indeed! It's 5-1 Penguins. Almost looked like that could have been deflected, but it is Russ' goal. As Sidney Crosby has put up a 62-assist season thus far in this campaign. IRL, of course, he's had 20 consecutive seasons of at least a point per game and had the longest streak in the NHL in terms of points, which was then snapped by these very Blackhawks. IRL. Then back to Kolyachonok. Deflects. To the Hawks, saved by Nedeljkovic. Up the right wing side, now to Brian Rust. Rust drifts, fires, that's turned aside. Now to Joseph, he lets it go. Mrazek makes the save down low. As we approach the final 10 minutes of the third period. With another offensive draw for the Penguins. Won by Lizotte, back to Letang. That shot goes off of Mrazek's pad, but is carried out now by Tyler Bertuzzi. That pass got picked off by Letang, carried back into the Hawks zone. Shot by Letang. Rebound for Achari, that wouldn't go. Lizotte with a shot. And McGroarty with another opportunity. Turned aside by Mrazek. Joseph. Off the boards to Hayes. Now up to McGroarty. McGroarty lost the puck. Fed it down low to Tommy Novak. Now across to Letang once again. Novak. Carlson collects it. Has to regroup into his own zone. Finds Novak up the left wing side, who will try to dump it in. Hangs onto the puck anyway. Point shot turned aside. As we're now approaching 5 minutes remaining in this game. Up the right wing side. Off the boards. And now up to Evgeny Malkin. Malkin did a little shake and bake, but lost the puck. Now to Shea. He'll let it go. That's blocked. Malkin drifts and shoots. That's turned aside again by Mrazek. One-timer turned aside as well. Now Jones carries in for the Hawks. Rebound pops out. Save by Nedeljkovic. There's the Penguins' upcoming schedule as they take on the Devils in New Jersey, which I will have for you, of course. 2:59, and we are feeling fine remaining in this game. Fourth line draw won by Connor Dewar. Now there's no Achari. I thought it was said 55 on a previous shot, but I could be wrong. Oh, looks like we've got a penalty. Ryan Donato. And it's an interference call. He's not happy about it, but what can you do? As we hear some sandstorm. 2:35 remaining, and Pittsburgh finally gets a shot on the man advantage. Shot by Joseph is blocked. Couldn't get the puck out, though. Hayes had an opportunity to shoot. He lost it. Now Kurashev. Sorry, I thought that almost said Mikheyev at first, but it did start with a K. Kevin Hayes drifts and shoots, scores! Kevin Hayes has scored a goal! Penguins lead continues to grow. And that, of course, is a power play goal for number 13 as the Penguins now lead it 6-1 with a little over 2 minutes remaining in this game. It was tough sledding in the first, but then Pittsburgh broke things open in the second and never looked back. And again, a very balanced scoring attack. Starting with Evgeny Malkin, then Phil Tomasino, Rutger McGroarty, Kevin Hayes, and the most recent goal. So you got to be happy. Looks like the future may start to look bright for Pittsburgh with a lineup like this, and I hope that's the case. IRL, shot by Raquel, kicked out by Mrazek. Raquel fires, that's turned aside as well. Teravainen. Now, Achari drifts in for a fourth line shot. Why not? And of course, a pair of goals by Brian Rust. Kolyachonok, the shot at the buzzer. But it won't matter. But what will is the Pittsburgh Penguins complete the sweep of the Blackhawks as they win this time on home ice with a final score of 6-1. Let's take one last look at the stats before we wrap things up. Pittsburgh out shooting the Hawks 48-14. Hits 43-30 in favor of the Penguins. Faceoffs 18-8. Look at that, able to carry it through all the way to the end, as the faceoff was dominated by the black and gold. There is, of course, one penalty, and it was to the Blackhawks, which resulted in a power play goal by Kevin Hayes, giving the last goal on the board for Pittsburgh in this huge 6-1 win. I have been the Visually Impaired Gamer 1987, and until next time, I bid you adieu. Have yourselves a terrific Tuesday, everybody.